Lokaltour der TUK, wo News, Wirtschaft, Gesellschaft und Kultur aufeinandertreffen.
Menschen, Themen, Fakten. Offen und ehrlich. Vergiss den Mainstream. TV 21 ist einfach anders.
Xander Pratt, thank you so much for being with us with TV 21.
Thank you for
here.
having me.
Oh, a pleasure.
Yes.
Here in Vienna, Markfelderhof. Yes, what brings you here to Vienna?
Wow.
And I also read about you, your art, your artistry, your diversity.
Yeah, thank you.
Tell us, I'm really curious.
Wow. Firstly, again, thank you for having me. And I was brought to Vienna out of a desire and a need to find one of the birthplaces of art and expression. And it's been interesting, me being here and actually seeing all the European spots and hot spots where a lot of art was circulating. And another thing is to create a bridge between Africa and Austria as well, like a creative bridge, to combine ideas and to have exhibitions, to work with musicians, and to create sonic and visual artworks.
Well, you certainly have a lot of great ideas. You have done magnificent work already.
Thank you.
And your work is presented around the globe.
Yes.
And, well, you were born in Ghana, but I read that you lived in Melbourne, in Asia, and now in Morocco.
True.
And
true.
I guess
Love it. You got the research down pat.
I guess we will see you here more often as well.
For sure.
It is a happy place.
It is a very happy place. I was actually born in Zimbabwe with a father from Ghana and a mother from South Africa.
Okay.
But then lived in Melbourne. And
How
then
long did you live in Melbourne?
For about 7-8 years.
Great. I lived there for 9 years.
For 9 years. Where did you live in Melbourne?
In Docklands.
Oh, Docklands is beautiful with the boats.
Yes, Docklands. Yes. And where did you live?
In St Kilda.
St Kilda. Well, I know St Kilda.
Yes. Did you ever go for the festival, the St Kilda festival?
Yes.
Yes, right.
Yes.
You look like a very expressive person. I think you'd have been there.
Well, my main job is music. I'm a singer and I play clarinet and saxophone and I conduct. So, yes, we're both in the arts.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What does it feel like when you conduct sound? What's that general emotion you feel?
It is an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
Because the energy that comes to you through sound, it moves you within.
Yeah.
And when you coordinate people and when you connect with these people from the heart, it is a wonderful experience. It becomes a symbiosis.
Yes, a symbiotic
total
vibration.
Yeah.
And wow, that's beautiful.
It is a great experience.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about your different artistic activities.
Yes. So my art started from a long time ago. It started through dance. The first time I could, I knew my mind was different, but the best way I could express that was not through any language, but through movement. And then when I found movement, I left for Australia, then I found sound, because I needed to move to the sound. So now this allowed me to become a producer and a musician. But now that I was a musician, I needed clothes to wear that could only be mine.
Yes.
And then I became a designer. And as I became a designer, I looked for alternate ways to express my silence. Then I started painting. So each expression of me has been symbolic through my alternative artworks. And then the complexity in my mind grew, and I knew I needed to do something that would be a great challenge. And then I started writing. So now I have my book, Follow the Magic, and I'm writing a movie as well.
Okay, what are you talking about in the book? You said Follow the Magic.
Follow
the title?
Magic. Yes. It's basically introspection on human consciousness, but in different parts of the world. So where I travel, because I travel so much. And through my artwork, through the painting community, I meet different people. Through music, I meet different people. Through my style, I meet everybody. So through that, it gave me a broader understanding on the human mind, especially when it's in an excited state, or when it's in a somber state, or when it's in a depressed state. But what to extract from this in order to teach future generations.
That is very good.
Thank
So
you.
I guess the starting energy for you, the starting drive was expressing yourself, wanting to express yourself
Yes.
in how you truly are, and do that
Yes.
in different ways, and using different options in the arts
Yes.
for different parts of you. Is that correct to say?
Exactly, exactly. And
Yeah.
fashion was a huge one when I created my collection, because now I really was one of 7 billion wearing that. And this made me build myself. And then I love scents, so I went to Morocco to learn fragrances, how to make my own perfume. So I first had to dive inside myself in order to express the truth to other people through expressive forms of art like painting and music. Yeah.
Now the thing is, you are highly successful
That's very
with
kind
your
of you.
artistry.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
highly sought after.
Yeah.
And I believe, from being a musician myself, you still need time to yourself,
Wow. That's
where
a great
you
one.
can, develop,
Yeah.
gain strength.
Yes.
That's a difficult balance, but
That's
you
a very
seem to do that very well. Is it correct?
Yeah. This is true, because I believe that because of how this world works, you must find your triangle.
Your
The place where
equilibrium.
your equilibrium, the place where you may make your money, the place where you spend it for leisure or things that inspire you, and the place where no one can find you,
Yes.
even if they try to look for you. So one of my places is a place in the Philippines called Baguio. It's on top of a mountain. It's always usually raining, always cold, you don't see the sun much, and that allows me to recharge. Because as an artist, as you said, you need to recharge, or all your energy will be taken.
And that can
It's
be
devastating.
detrimental
Yeah.
to artistry, to
For real.
your artistry. Yeah.
Yes,
But that
yes.
is wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you meditate?
I meditate. I do mostly breath work. Breath work is what really centers me,
Yes.
because it allows me to rise above the noisy layer of the ground.
Yeah.
And this taught me a lot, because I also do seminars called Emotional Ignition, which I do a lot of in the Philippines, where I put people to sleep and I basically read Follow the Magic to them and guide them in their separate paths. Because I love that. I love to see the power in people, because I know how I found the power in myself and how complex it was.
It is. It is.
Yes.
But would it be right to say your approach to yourself, to your life, and to your artistry and your work is a holistic approach, body, mind, and spirit,
Yes.
and having all of that in balance? Because you said, yes, we need to earn money, we have to pay bills, and certain things we invest, then we want to spend some money on ourselves.
And then we want to disappear somewhere.
But all of that needs to be in balance, and I think from what I gather, you have really worked this out brilliantly for yourself.
I have, but then an interesting thing is sometimes there's a shift in the balance, and then we have to reshift it. It doesn't stay the same. We must know when it's shifting, because
You probably need to reassess it every single day.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to, for me, through working on all the art forms, I realize that some mornings I wake up, I cannot write a song, but I can paint perfectly. So I realized, the painter woke up today. And some mornings I could try paint for hours, and it just doesn't work, but I write a beautiful song. Right? So I'm guided by who wakes up in the morning. But many people are limited by who woke up yesterday.
You try to be in the now as much as possible.
Yes, especially when you rise from the death we call sleep.
Yes.
And all my tattoos are about this metamorphosis, or Renaissance and Egyptian gods. It's all about rebirth. Being constantly understanding that we must be reborn continuously to achieve new things, because the past is not our prison.
No.
Yeah.
No. For many people it is.
Yes.
But definitely not for you.
No. Because I couldn't allow it, because I have a purpose, I have an objective. And I feel a lot of us have that one purpose we have, And when we find that, everything opens for you. Everything.
Yeah.
It's particular.
Yeah. And that's probably one of the most important things nowadays.
Yeah.
To find your true purpose, your true
Yeah.
niche, and a meaningful niche where you can reach people, where you can inspire people, and you're doing this around the whole globe.
Exactly. Yeah, it's exactly that. Because art is not an ability; it's a responsibility.
Yes.
Because when we think it's an ability, it's all about what we are going to do. When it's a responsibility, it's what we leave when we go. And this is for the youth, because this is for the future generations, like what the Egyptians did with hieroglyphics. These are the messages we send each other. And for me, that's why I chose every medium of art, so I could send multiple messages and not just focus on one message influenced by one emotion, since each art is an alternate emotion.
Diversity of expression.
Diversity of expression. Exactly.
To reach people around the globe, and maybe sometimes get them away from not so good things that are happening, and bring out the heart in them and their creativity and their true meaning and maybe their higher meaning.
Exactly.
I think is it correct to say?
That is very correct.
What you're trying to pursue?
Yes, I'd say to cultivate the texture of the heart.
I'm sorry,
to cultivate the texture and the seed in the heart.
Yes.
You know, because the heart has a seed.
Yes. And that is the most important seed.
Yes.
We need the other seeds as well.
True.
But
it's like a farm.
I think many forget about the heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
The heart is the one that allows us to remember the thoughts in our heads. Most of them are not ours. We must just observe them. We must feel more. You know, I always say, sometimes you're happy for a minute. Next thing, 20 minutes later, you're so sad and depressed. It's because one would have allowed one thought to infiltrate their mind, which then affected their whole emotions.
Yes.
So it's so important to observe them as they come in and observe the intruders.
Yes, and do I need this intruder, or can I sort of lovingly send it off again?
I believe when you observe the intruder just passes by. Because that's what thoughts are. Thoughts are energy that pass from mind to mind, but energy that uses your greatest fear, so it changes in everyone's head. You know, so when you realize that's an intruder, thank you, I see you, move along.
I'll send you off with a mail. Now, when did you find this artistry within yourself? Did you have it really almost from birth, or sometimes things come at the age of 5, at 10? We also know that about musicians. Some start at the age of 5, others at 10 or whatever, and every one of us is different. How was it for you?
That's a fantastic question. I feel it was two things that I realized from when I can think, and that was death. You know, me not understanding that if my body is pricked, it goes. So I believed I could never die, but that wasn't me thinking that, it was my spirit thinking that. So immediately the first thing that connected to me was my spirit. And then I started to study tables and wood and trees, and trying to understand, surely there's something inside there. Just because it doesn't move doesn't mean there's nothing present in there. So this made me understand presence in my mind. So these were thoughts that were happening most of my life. And then at 16, when I decided to leave home, because I felt sometimes humans that do not understand themselves will remove the understanding in you. And basically make you not understand yourself. They will limit you, and they don't know they're doing it, but they're actually taking the power that you already have. The second that happens, just to empower them, even though they don't know what to do with that power. So I knew I need to leave, because the world, we're not necessarily from where we're born. That's just a piece of who we are. We have many pieces, and we must travel to find pieces of who we are until the piece is complete. So I said, I want to go to Melbourne, Australia. And that changed everything.
There are many traditions and many locations, and many inspirations in many places that we can now enjoy thanks to traveling, planes, everything. It's accessible. It was not available 100 years ago. And I think that is so great now. And wherever we go, we can live out our individuality and still take in the
energy of the space. What about for you? Which place would you say changed your life the most?
Every place I've been to formed me. You know, I'm from Germany, from Mannheim. I lived in America for 2 years. I studied there. I lived in Australia for 10 years, and now I've been living here for 15 years. But everything was important. What I really loved is Cairns, Port Douglas, the area up there in Australia. Nature, the sea, the ocean, the sand, the rainforest. I still think about that every day in my heart. I mean, I'm very happy here, but it's still part of my journey.
It's like an emotion you stored in your spiritual locket. Yes.
What is spirituality for you? You just mentioned that word. You know? And some people are very critical of that. Others are very open to that.
Yes. I believe that God is the deepest part of who we are. He's not just something out there. He has created all of it, that ultimate energy
that we have within.
That energy lives there, even out of space. Whether you go to Jupiter, all the things that are outside are inside, because it's duality. What's outside is inside. Male, female, dark, night, and you could go out of space physically, or you could go there inside here. So spirituality for me is the deepest part of you when you're listening without using your mind.
I agree fully.
I
fully agree. Yes, because I work in spirituality myself.
Oh wow!
So that's why it was so interesting. And yes, I guess you also believe in eternal life, because you spoke about the soul within you, in your body. The body may go.
The body's the temporary spirit vehicle. But the spirit, there's many places we can go. It's limitless. We're only in the third dimension. Imagine you see an ant walking there, and you just cover your hand. The ant just doesn't even feel your hand. It just goes the other way. And it's only one dimension below us. So what's a hand we can't see? You know, so this is the interesting thing. So I believe the spirit comes back until it's learned what it had to for the progression of the entire species. Right?
I fully agree.
Because here it's not just one, we're all one heartbeat. But when we find how to progress all of us together, we ascend. We ascend. It's a very particular thing to share.
Well, we could talk about that for hours, and unfortunately we can't, and we have to come to an end.
Wow.
But
we should have more conversations. This is
I think we will. I think we will.
We move from art to spirituality to trees to seeds to rain. It's
definitely
it's amazing.
It would be a pleasure.
Wow.
So you have, I think, a couple days left in Vienna. What are your plans?
Yes. Wow. The plans. I'm actually going to see an amazing artist now, Emily, and she's going to be performing at this sort of art installation space, and it's going to be amazing seeing her play the piano. And I'm looking forward to working with her as well as an artist. And chilling with my brother Sang, who's right there. And he's been amazing because he's shown us a different culture also of Vienna. So because he was born here, so it's been beautiful to see through his heart.
Xander, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for having found time for us.
For sure.
To come here to Machfelderhof.
Yes.
To TV 21. I wish you all the best.
Yes.
And have a great time in Vienna.
Thank you.
And hopefully until we meet again.
For sure. 100%. Thank you, my bro. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
TV 21, wo News, Wirtschaft, Gesellschaft und Kultur aufeinandertreffen.